Hello, everybody. This is George down George's Kentucky Workshop. Anybody who's been watching my channel here for a while will recognize my 1990 wheel horse lawn tractor with the 20 horse V twin on it. Well, it's spring. Uh, this is something I like to do every year. I try to do it every year. Anyhow, I like to bring the machine in. I like to go over it, hit all the grease fittings, and sharpen the blades and all this good stuff, and change the oil if it needs it, and filters and air filters. But what I like to do is I like to try to pull the blower housing off every year to make sure that mice didn't get in here to the cooling areas of this air-cooled engine and build a nest. And I've seen lots of motors that has happened to. You'll get a mouse in the shed, and if you look down the bottom, you see my finger down the bottom down there? They'll get into a place like that, and in through here, they'll build all kinds of a big nest, and it's awful. Then you go out in the spring, you check your gas, you check the oil, everything's okay, you fire it up. This right here is a great big fan. It's an air-cooled engine. It's supposed to be blowing air down here through all these cylinder fins down here and all over here to cool the engine. Now what happens is, Fluffy the mouse built a new home in here. The air doesn't get past it. The cylinder gets hot. The hottest part of the cylinder head is the valve, and you'll end up losing your exhaust valve, and it ends up being a mess. So it takes about a half an hour to get the machine in here to pull off the cover, check everything. I mean, I have not blown anything out. It is just that clean as far as grass and everything goes. And even if you don't have mice, every couple years it's a good idea to open up the machine and take the air hose and blow it all out just so it cools better. The cooler it is, the longer it's going to live. And I think I've got about 15 years worth of air filters for this motor, so I'm counting on this motor living a long time. As my buddy Eddie up there in New Hampshire can testify, I'm a lunatic when it comes to maintenance. So that looks good. What else is going on? We're off today. We're going to take Miss JoJo's Trek Madone and take my Giant into town today, this afternoon. We're going to go riding in Paducah. And I guess we're going to bring Miss Joe's Cannondale with us and drop that off at the tuner. Mr. Austin is going to tune it for us. So, wow, that project has basically come to an end. So it was a good project. Miss Joe put a lot of time into this crazy bicycle. Every time I get near it with a camera, I can't help but just take pictures of all of this doodling that she did all freehand. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? You know, it's all just freehand doodling. This is the one that I've mentioned this a dozen times. This is the bike that we got out of a barn last year. It was a white Cannondale. It was all beaten to death and everything, and she bought it from a relative of hers. And it's like I wouldn't have given $5 for this bicycle in the shape it was in. The chain, it was completely rusted. The cassette was totally rusted and junk. The cables were junk. The tires were junk. It was rough. But it is a very, very, very lightweight bicycle, and that's the potential that Miss Joe saw on it. So we got it running for her, put a bunch of new components on it for her for last year, and she was a very happy girl with it. And then she stripped it all down totally by herself to bare aluminum. She painted it and all, and then she doodled it. I cleared it. I've got about 4 clear coats on there. But we upgraded all of the components, the shifters, the cabling, the rear derailleur, the rear cassette, the chain, bottom bracket, just polishing out the great big long gouges that were in here. Well, polishing them. I took my sander to it and then polished them and buffed them. So, Mr. Austin, this is it. You'll have it at your place. All right, everybody. I got my hot chocolate on. I've got the stove running here to take the chill off the shop. I've got over 200 subscribers. I can't believe it. About a year ago, I was going, oh my God, if I could only get 100. Well, I have 200 now. Thank you, everybody. It means a lot to Miss JoJo and I. It makes my wonderful wife smile, and that's all that counts. All right, everybody, have a safe day. If you're out riding in Paducah, you'll see us there probably around 3 to 4 o'clock. All right, everybody, be a proud American. Be safe.